Welcome to Good Morning Akron, everyone. I'm your host, Sarah, and today I get to hang out with Gregory Herrick. Greg, how are you today?
I'm doing well. How are you?
I am good. And Greg is the owner of a new company called Adoptive Entertainment and Technology.
That is correct.
Thank you for wearing this shirt, because that really helped me out to remember the name of it.
Yeah, that's the one thing I've learned in my entrepreneur classes. I gotta be my brand.
It's so true. You do have to be your brand. And so this is a new company.
Yep.
And it's a little bit different from your everyday DJ service.
Absolutely.
So go ahead and share with me all of the things that you provide.
Yes. So obviously DJ service, your standard event thing. What really sets me apart is I also do technology services. So I am a 13 years of experience software engineer manager. I can do lots of stuff. What I specialize for in this business, though, is kind of smaller venues, community organizations. Kind of picture my tech services as like you're a small business, maybe a small church, maybe a small nonprofit, and the one guy who knew tech left and you need somebody to get back up on your feet kind of thing.
Which I totally understand.
Yep.
We're part of some small nonprofits and we have that happen actually quite a bit. So.
Yes. So yeah, that's kind of what I do in a nutshell.
Okay, perfect. So how did you get into this? What made you say, I'm going to start my own business and get this thing going?
Yep. So as with most, American men, the way I got into this is my mother-in-law made me do it.
Mother-in-law.
So yeah, a few years ago, she called and she said, "Hey, I need you to do a family wedding." I'm like, "Okay, I'm a programmer. What do you want me to do at a wedding?"
Mm-hmm.
She's like, "I want you to DJ it." I'm like, "What makes you think I can do that?" "Well, you know tech stuff, and all tech stuff's the same." I'm like, "No, it's not."
No,
but
not quite.
I'm not getting paid for it, so they're going to get what they pay for, and I will go get
Give
some
it a
equipment
go,
and
right?
DJ your wedding. So I went and gave it a go, and it went really well. It was in Michigan, and they were all told I was an Ohio State fan, so that was, wonderful at times, but it went pretty well. And then after that, they're like, "Hey, you did a pretty good job." And my mother-in-law kept asking me to do tech stuff. "Hey, this church needs this. I need this computer set up personally." And it kind of got to this point where I was certainly not like doing hundreds and hundreds of clients, but I needed to formalize a little bit.
Start a business.
Yep.
So lay it out a little bit more of what services you can provide in terms of the tech stuff, in terms of DJing. Lay that out for us.
So, in terms of tech stuff, I think anything from we need a slight update to our website and we don't even have any idea how to get in there and do it.
Okay.
Our social media calendar that we post where, we have all our church events, that is not up to date and we just have no idea how to do it. I mean, I'm talking base level stuff.
Really basic stuff.
This sounds basic.
Mm-hmm. But not your everyday person would know.
No. And it's something I've discovered is people just really do just need a little help with that kind of stuff. So think on that level of stuff. And if I, had a relationship with a client and we kind of kept going, I would get into some more deep, tech stuff with them potentially. But since my, target is smaller places, I don't want to hit them right away with like, "Hey, I can develop an app for you. It costs a bajillion, not a bajillion dollars, but that's a bigger effort."
You start with basically whatever their needs are.
I'm trying to start with relationship building at the basics.
That's
and
great.
Then for DJing, think of your basic, my competition is certainly not the nightclub DJ. I mean, look at me. I'm not that guy.
What are you going for with DJing?
So kind of your small events, your small church events. My closest competition would probably be your wedding DJ, but I set myself apart in two ways. The first way I kind of set myself apart is my pricing. I'm one guy. I'm flat out cheaper.
Yep.
And that I don't mean quality because I've been cautioned not to say cheap and I just said it and that's okay. But no, not quality. But
Right.
So,
You're not coming in with with 5 different people.
Right.
And
a lot of these companies, they when they set their pricing, they say, "Hey, this gig is that many hours. We're sending that many people. And no matter what we're doing, that's what the price is."
Yeah.
Where I draw a line of, okay, do I need to MC in a whole wedding? I can do that for a certain thing. Do you need me to show up with one speaker and literally just Bluetooth my phone because you need the volume? I will give you another price for that.
Sure. So I like that because it's like not every place is going to be able to afford the same thing.
Right.
And you can provide different things if it's a really small nonprofit that can't afford very much or if it is a wedding.
I can tailor it, or
so
that's
great.
Been willing to, for the first gig, kind of do a deep discount.
Yeah.
Like that's you don't know me, I don't know you. I'm concerned with relationship building, so I don't want to just start charging people a bunch of money who have no idea what I'm about and what I do.
And I love that you want to start with community building. So share with us a little bit about your name. I know there's a little bit of a story behind why you chose Adoptive Entertainment and Technology.
Yep. So, there's kind of two small parts of the story. The first small part is I was originally going to call it Dadcast Solutions, and that is actually the name of a very popular podcast.
So couldn't go with that. I understand.
Couple of different states, actually. That is everywhere, that name. So couldn't do that. So I thought, what else have I done? What am I? What's a little bit different? So my wife and I have fostered children since 2016. We're not, our license is closed now, but over those couple of years, we have had 6 children through our home, which sounds like not a lot, but these are some tough cases. So we had, our first case was one little boy. He stayed for 6 months and he went home. Then we had 3 kids who were all under 3 at the same time. And that is interesting because they make you go through all this training and then they bring 3 kids to your house and you sign one paper and there you are. So then we got one other kid kind of in the middle of that. So we had 4 kids for a while. And now we have adopted 3 kids out of the system. So kind of somewhere after that case, we got our original little boy back into the system due to some circumstances that aren't so great. And then we have 2 of his siblings and we adopted. So adoptive. That's where I came up with that. Yeah. It was, you know, I'm a nerd by day job. So it doesn't seem that creative, right?
No, I love it. I love that
we nerds are not known for creativity all the time.
I love that you pulled in your story into your business. I think that's great.
What I was going for. It's kind of like, who am I? How can I convey that in kind of one short?
And it's just a part of who you are, and that's really great. So, okay, so we want to be able to know how to reach you. So share with me, do you have a website? Do you have social media? Share all that stuff with us.
Yes, so I have a website. It is adoptentech.com, Adoptive Entertainment Technology on Facebook and Instagram.
Okay.
info@adoptentech.com if you want to email.
Perfect.
And lastly, I do have a business phone number, which is 216-532-3940. And I know you're wondering, hey, this guy's based out of Akron. Why is that 216? That was the business phone number I could get. So that's what it is. It does ring to my same phone with a 330 personal number. So
all right,
great. Variety of
I love that. And as we wrap up, I know you're going through the program over at Bounce.
Yes.
We were talking about that. It's called Mortar, right?
Yes, Mortar.
Tell us just a little bit about that as we get ready to wrap up.
Yep. So I started over there at Bounce. I went to one of their pitch nights for this Mortar class, and that's kind of a little competition at the end of it. And I was kind of impressed with what they had going on over there. Liked it a lot. Found out they had an aspiring entrepreneur class, so I started with that. And I did the presentation at the end of that, and they were sitting there when I did the presentation. They're like, the only question I have is like, you going to do Mortar? I'm like, well, I don't know. And they normally have there's normally a cost to the Mortar class. It's about $300, just a little under. And I'm like, well, I don't know. I could do it. And then I found out they had a grant and it was going to be free this, cohort.
Oh my gosh,
so I'm like,
amazing.
I gotta, okay,
right. You got to jump in. You got to do that. That's
being
wonderful.
Told something here, so that's how I ended up there.
That's so great, and I love how they just support aspiring entrepreneurs in the area.
And
that's
it's nice because I'm fairly smart. I've been a programmer for 13 years. I don't want to pat myself on the back too much, but it does take some level of something to do that.
Yeah,
but
absolutely.
I don't know.
But you have to learn the business side of things.
I don't know what I don't know about business. What's good for financials and pricing
and exactly.
Yep.
And then they can help you with that part. And I love that. They help so many people in this area. We've had people here on the show before who've been through that program, and it just seems like they always take off and do really well. So I'll be hoping for that for you as
Thank you
well.
So much.
And we'll get info out to people, and hopefully you'll have some calls and some business from this. We thank you for being here, Greg.
I would love that. Yeah, thank you for having me. I greatly appreciate it.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Thanks for bringing us donuts today,
Oh,
too.
yeah, no problem.
We appreciate it. All right, thank you guys so much for watching. We had a great time here on Good Morning Akron with Greg. Make sure you give him a call or check out his website, and stay tuned. We've got more great stuff coming up next.